Welcome along. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about how to attract more clients directly towards you so that you don't have to go hunting for them or rely on referrals from other people to sustain your business. I'm going to explain to you the number one attraction strategy and why this needs to be the single most important thing that you focus on every single day in your business. And then I'm also going to give you some hot tips for amplifying your attraction strategy so that you have a steady stream of potential clients queuing up, waiting to work with you. Sounds good? I know it does. Let's dive in. When I first started venturing into the online world, I created a course. It was back in 2017 and I was ghostwriting at the time, weaning books and toddler nutrition books for quite a famous cookery book author. And I decided to take my knowledge that was really up to date and the research that I'd been reading and turn it into an online course for parents. I created slides, I recorded videos, I employed an editor to make my videos look really professional with music and voiceover and captions. I invested in course software and I put my brand new toddler food and nutrition course up on my website. I had a pretty good social media following at the time. I'd just hit my 10,000 followers on Instagram, and the cookery book author that I was working with was really happy to promote and collaborate with me. My social audience actually grew quite quickly. I told everyone on Instagram about my brand new course. I thought I'd priced it quite competitively, but no one seemed to be interested. So after a few days, I decided to offer a 50% discount just for the first few people, but still nothing. And then eventually I sold 2 places and made less than £100. What I know now and what I didn't know then is that social media alone just isn't enough. Now, at that time, I really didn't have much of an audience anywhere else. Sure, I had my website and that got a few thousand monthly visitors, and I had a very small email list. Now, I'd started an email list because people said you need to have an email list, but it was very small and I wasn't actually very good at emailing. People might get a newsletter from me once a month or so when I remembered. Fast forward 7 years, and this is what I now know. You need to have an email list in order to have consistent and predictable revenue in your business. Your email list is actually a goldmine. Social media has a forever changing algorithm and nobody knows quite exactly how it works. And at the time of this recording, it's suspected that only 6% of your followers actually see your posts on Instagram and less than 1% see your Facebook page posts. Your website, if you've utilised SEO effectively, means that you can be found in Google. But again, Google's been rolling out several core and helpful content updates over the last 18 months or so, and people's website-based businesses are just crashing and burning. However, your email list is a list of people's contact information that you have collected and you own. Nobody else does, it's yours. There's no algorithms to try and work out. There's no Google updates or new SEO tactics to keep up with. It's completely within your gift to nurture the relationship with the people on your list. And then when you need to make some money in your business, you simply just email your list with your offer and you'll make some money. So I want to share with you just a quick story here. In 2021, I launched a membership site for parents of toddlers. It was all about food and nutrition and managing the typical toddler eating behaviour stage. Now, most days I would sell 1 or 2 spots in the membership, making somewhere between about £50 or £100 a day from new members coming in. And then I sent an email out to my list on the 4th of March 2022, telling them that I was going to be offering a promotion on my membership site that expired 4 days later on the 8th of March. And that resulted in a huge spike in sales, making me £1,050, which actually is a 100 to 200% increase on what I was making before. And that was just off the back of 2 emails. And then in January, just this year, I delivered 2 webinars to pitch my brand new Fussy Eating Fixed program. It was quite a high ticket offer, costing £997. So live on that first webinar, I made 1 sale, and then I made nothing on webinar 2. But I followed up with the webinar attendees via email, and guess what happened? I sold 30 more spots, making just under £31,000 in January in a 7-day period, just from sending emails. That is how powerful emails are. So now that you can see that your email list is truly something you want to invest in building, let's talk tactics and let's go through exactly how you do that. So how do you attract people to you and then get them to leave their name and address in order to join your list? You've got to do this by giving them something highly valuable in return. And that's because gone are the days when people were happy just to leave their email address in order to join your newsletter and receive really useful tips and advice. People are really precious about their email addresses now, and they're particularly cagey about handing it over because of the amount of spam in our inboxes. You'll likely get this from your own experiences with your own inbox. And so what we've got to do is we've got to offer a fair exchange by giving them something of high value. You may have heard of this being referred to before as a freebie or a lead magnet. Now, if you've been in business a while, you may have already tried to build an email list and created a freebie or a lead magnet and found that maybe not as many people signed up for it as you'd hoped, or perhaps they did sign up, but then none of them actually went on to buy your services. And that may well be because you've likely made one of the very common mistakes that most people who are new to online business make. I'm going to explain that more in a moment. And I'm going to tell you how to list build effectively and share what those common mistakes people make are, including me when I was new to business, so that you can avoid them. So your freebie or your lead magnet needs to be something of really high value. It also needs to solve a problem for your ideal client, but it also needs to be a quick win. It needs to be really easy for them to consume, to digest. Now that sounds like a lot of stuff, doesn't it? But for example, people love a checklist because they're super easy to follow. They just work their way down the list. Workbooks are really great as well, where your potential clients can take some time and sit through a very structured exercise to help them move forward and stop being stuck. Likewise, in the nutrition space, people love a meal plan that's tailored to their specific dietary needs. It provides them with a quick win because they don't need to think about what to cook for an entire week because you've just told them. And if you can link out to recipes, even better. It could be an audio file like a recorded meditation. That's super valuable and it's really accessible. All your ideal client needs to do is press play, sit back and relax. We want the people who are downloading our lead magnets to think, wow, this is so good. Just imagine if this is what I get for free, what's working with that person going to be like? So your lead magnet needs to meet your audience where they're at in terms of how they're struggling. So really spend some time to think about what your potential clients' problems are and how you can help them with a quick win. And the word quick here is key as well because people will pay for a shortcut. They don't want to wade through your 200-page ebook to find the answer. Otherwise, they just end up overwhelmed, or worse, they'll say no thank you when you pitch your offer because they're still working through your free stuff. Okay, I said I'd let you in on a couple of common mistakes that people make with their lead magnets. And the first one is not having the golden thread. What do I mean by this? Your lead magnet needs to be related to your offer, and the golden thread is the thing that connects everything together. It sounds obvious, doesn't it? But you'd be surprised at how often people create a freebie that doesn't naturally align with their paid offer. And actually, I did this myself. I had a baby superfoods cheat sheet. Now, don't worry, it was a play on words, and I debunked the word superfood off the bat. But anyway, this baby superfoods freebie, it was so popular. Loads of people downloaded it, and it meant I grew my email list really quite quickly. But none of those people then went on to buy. And that was because I was trying to sell a baby weaning course. But by the time they got my cheat sheet, they were already 2 or 3 or 4 months into their weaning journey, and so they really didn't need my course. And then the second mistake that I see often is, and I'm going to be blunt here, their lead magnet is rubbish. Okay, I am being blunt, but I'm sure you will agree. You've probably downloaded other people's lead magnets before, hoping for something really helpful, and it's pretty useless. It's not worth the megabytes it's taking up on your computer or the paper you print it on. Being of high value is really important in a lead magnet because it's your first experience or your client's first experience of what it's like to work with you. Okay, moving on. So once you have your amazing lead magnet, you've got to get it in front of people. Now, you can absolutely post about it on social media, but actually the best way is through your regular weekly content. I strongly advise you to be creating valuable content every single week, whether that's in the form of a blog post, a YouTube video show, a podcast. You need to have some kind of long form content that's super helpful, something that people can type their questions into Google or YouTube or their podcast app and your stuff comes up. And then all you do is you embed the link to your freebie into your blog or into the video description or the podcast show notes. You're much more likely to have people sign up because you've just surrounded your freebie with something that's actually been really quite helpful for people. They've consumed it, they've enjoyed it, and so the next logical step for them on their journey to becoming a client is to see what else has she got for me. And guess what? Your freebie is perfectly positioned just there. And if you want to see a working example of this, just take a look at the show notes under this episode where you'll find a link to my lead magnet for you. And that's called the Master Plan, which is a step-by-step guide to helping you build your business. But that regular weekly content also serves another purpose because in addition, you'll have something to email your growing list about every single week. You'll be able to tell them about this brand new piece of content that you've just published. You'll be able to give them the link so that they can listen or watch or read. And by doing so, you're nurturing the relationship and deepening the connection between the two of you because you're helping them by sharing something of high value. And of course, as that relationship deepens and they begin to trust you more, when you do go to present your offer to them, they're significantly more likely to say yes and purchase. So this leads me to the final big mistake that I see people make with their email marketing, and that is not emailing their list often enough. I don't know where it came from, but someone somewhere told healthcare professionals to send a monthly newsletter. I do not know where this came from, but it is not good advice. If you only email your list once a month, the people on your list won't remember who you are or how you can help them. You won't have built any sort of relationship with them, and there certainly won't be a connection. They just haven't had the opportunity to get to know you. And so if this is you and you've ever tried to sell something and wondered why no one has bought, this is exactly why. Consistency with this will lead to traction. You just need to be predictable. I know you're busy, but I'd argue that what you're busy with is not nearly as important as your email marketing. Make it a priority, and I promise you, if you do this well, it will pay off. Okay, so now you know the single most effective strategy for attracting more clients directly to your business. It's email list building, and it starts with your highly valuable freebie lead magnet that gives your potential clients a quick win. You also know the importance of creating regular weekly content for your audience so that you can firstly share your lead magnet by getting it in front of new people, and also nurture the relationship of those already on your list by telling them about your brand new blog or video or podcast. So your action step from this episode is to make a list of possible freebies that your ideal customer would find super helpful. Or if you already have a freebie in your business, just take a look at them with a critical eye. Are they really helpful? Or could they do with a little bit of a spruce up? Now join me next week where we are going to be diving into how to make money from affiliate marketing, but without compromising your integrity. Affiliate marketing is all about earning by recommending other people's products. And I know this can feel unethical and sometimes illegal to some people. So I'm going to be unpacking all of this and addressing all of your worries and the ethics surrounding this topic. Bye for now.